Family photo day. We are outside. I have a good friend who takes a bunch of our photos, and um, it's time for some new photos. We're about a month away, month and a half away maybe, from our new little girl. And there goes Mom and Anna. And Celeste is taking pictures of Noah as he climbs up in a tree. Kind of an interesting morning because one of the unintended consequences, I think, of self-directed learning is they have so much freedom to kind of direct their own lives that I think it makes some of these traditions, like family photos, a little bit more challenging sometimes. Sometimes it's just like it's easy, and they're just ready for it, and it's like, yeah, this sounds fun, and like they just do it. And then there's other times they kind of resist, and there was something at the table this morning. Noah was counting, actually, and he was counting really loudly, and I said, no, that's a little bit too loud. We don't let him shout at the table. I said, you can count loudly in the play space. And then he whimpered a little bit, and I mean, I think his feelings were hurt. And then they wanted to try a new book. There was this huge horse book that we have, and they wanted to look at that in the play space. So Kristen let them take that in there, and he was turning the pages too rough, so one of them tore, and he said, oh, I tore the page. And so I went in there and said, oh, I think you're turning it, so like turning it from the bottom of the book instead of the corners. And he was kind of upset about that, like, I want to turn it from here, and I wouldn't let him. And so I think some things like that, they get kids on edge. And I mean, it's a rule. I'm not gonna bend on it, because I'm not gonna just let them tear out pages in a book. But yeah, so a slightly different morning, but excited to get some beautiful pictures taken of the family. Looking to get some work done this afternoon. I am buying this is the first time I've done this. I'm buying a theme for the website. This theme has integration with Dailymotion, Vimeo, and YouTube, which I've only actually used YouTube so far. So I may think about stretching out into Vimeo as well. Especially if I'm going to do some courses, which over time I think I might do. I've got my developer on board. We're supposed to meet a little bit later today to get this new theme plugged in, start to get things integrated, getting things shown up, and then I'm gonna finish going through the YouTube videos and tagging them. If you're watching and you see a tag that you think may be missing, let me know. Send me a message, comment below. Let me know how else you think people might find this kind of content. So I'm excited to see the new theme. When I first saw the theme, I did not really care for it, but I did love the video integration. And I'm a big fan of trying to make content native as much as possible to all the platforms. So I just really wanted to go with the gut of the developer, my friend John, and just give it a try, because we can always change it. So the theme is $69, which was one of the higher themes, but it was one of the only themes that came up, or the only theme that I saw that came up, that was specifically designed for vlogging and for podcasting, which I think are both going to be a big part of the content that I offer through the site. So next step is to make sure we do some kind of newsletter, and then I think I need to do some reading up about what kinds of things I really should be putting in a newsletter from a content creator side of things, because I'm really not selling a product yet. I'm really just trying to build some credibility, create some content and some awareness here in Central Indiana. I guess that's my product right now. And then and really try to support other schools that are doing the same thing across the nation. So that's it for now. Just a little reflection on social media this afternoon, kind of wrapping up the day. It's Friday, excited for the weekend. Probably will be recording some more thoughts throughout the weekend. But I think it was about 6 to 9 months ago, when any time that I posted anything about parenting or education, I was getting no engagement. And this was on Facebook. So no friends liking, commenting, sharing, anything like that. And I was learning kind of this new approach. I was not listening to people. And like this other feedback I got, it was either yesterday or a few days ago, is I was coming across as condescending. And so I've really tried to change my tone. I've tried to pour value into other people. I've volunteered. I've grown my network, so I've reached out to more people who are like-minded. And so this afternoon, the question I posted is, what are some words you would use to describe a healthy relationship between an adult and a child? And what's interesting is people are responding but not liking, which I think is really funny. It's like, well, why is nobody liking this? I mean, they're responding, so I guess they like it. But maybe people are really like kind of stingy with their likes, like they don't want to throw off the algorithm or something. So, but I'm getting some responses, and that feels good. It feels like some validation of that I do know how to build relationships, and it just takes some time that I've let all these relationships kind of crumble because I'm not maintaining them. And now that I'm starting to maintain them, they're looking forward to interacting with me and helping me in this journey. And so I'm excited to see that. I'll be reviewing the data again here and watch both how Twitter and LinkedIn networks are growing. So I'll be looking forward to sharing some of that with you soon. Well, I think the last time that I talked to the camera was I think it was probably at the office. I went in for a little bit, work on some stuff, talk to the members of the team that I'm working around, and I can't really say the name yet because they're getting ready to launch, but I'll be excited to be a part of that process, even if we don't actually invest in anything in the company. Become really good friends with one of the guys who was just it's never met him before, so it was a brand new friend, and that's always a good thing. But so we got some cool stuff done there. They're having some big meetings, and really just excited about the process, and I get to watch it unfold, and we get to talk about literature and messaging, and I've been able to kind of pour into those conversations and actually provide some insight into some things that they were looking for. And so that feels really good, being able to just provide value. I hit 500 connections on LinkedIn today, and that was a big moment, because what I liked about LinkedIn is that that's the only benchmark. There's not like, okay, you're gold at 500 or silver at 500, and then you're gold at 1,000. Like, they just simply say, this person has 500 or more. And I kind of like that, because now I just don't think about it. I've got a network, and now it comes down to really being able to give value to that network. And I posted a little bit about that today, and just got a great response from a few of the people in my network who have been extra supportive of me. So what I really wanted to talk about as we close out the evening a little bit is our photo shoot today, family photos. It's always an interesting thing as someone who is trying to practice respectful parenting. It's a really interesting struggle of, you want some of those family photos that look, they look like family photos, but none of your life looks like that. All of your life looks like, has a little bit more of a free range feel. And so we're battling with that, of this putting away the old guard of having kids sit in line and sit still for photos. And I've never liked photos like that. I've always liked photos that were much more candid. And so those are most of our photos. And so our older son, or our oldest, he really struggled with it. He wanted to be taken, get his picture taken when he was doing things that he enjoyed. He didn't mind that at all. What he didn't like is feeling like he was supposed to do something. And Kristen and I really struggled with that because we really wanted that more typical family picture. And you get this feeling where you're like, look, I hardly ask anything of you. Can you just do this? But we remember that he's 4. No, I can't just do this. I don't want to do it. I don't see the purpose in it, or whatever the issue is. Or maybe there's something else and maybe has nothing to do with the photos, and we don't understand. But so we stayed patient. There were some times that I physically moved him and I sat him down, and he cried. He got frustrated about it, or maybe he felt like I was angry at him, or maybe I hurt his feelings. I'm not sure. And it didn't last long, and we got more pictures, and I didn't raise my voice. I kind of sat him down. He kept trying to get up, and I just kind of sat him down and said, no, I'm gonna have you sit. And so I'm wrestling with that. Was that the right thing to do? And was that the respectful thing to do? Now, of course, I could get shame both ways from people who are respectful parents and say, oh, I would never, tell my kid to sit still for a picture, from the people who are like, oh my goodness, you are, spoiling that child and making him feel like he's the center of the universe. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, in the long run, will it have much of effect on anything? I kind of doubt it. But does that mean it's meaningless? I don't think so. I think there's meaning. So I'm really loving this vlog. If you're watching, I enjoy having you here. I enjoy recording these and putting them together. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you think, what you're thinking about. Tell me about your family. Would love to meet you. Thanks.